I didn't know there were two kinds of pine cones.
That it just has become
That
beautiful
what-
in time for us, David?
Buena.
Yeah.
What is the other pine?
Pitch.
The pit.
Yeah, you can remember that. 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah,
So there's
and what
3 needles on
what
that.
the bigger pine?
The bigger one is a white pine, because that has
Wow, white
5
pine.
bundles. 5
Five
needles in its bundle.
bundles.
One for each letter of the word
Yeah.
white.
Oh wow. Thank you, Buena.
welcome.
I found 2 types of pine.
Right, and I just learned about the pitch one myself.
Yeah, what you learned?
Da-da-da.
Buena, what did you learn?
I learned that pitch has 3
Yeah.
needles.
Oh.
3 strikes and you're out.
And the pitch pine grows
Yeah.
away from the ocean. But that was
Hey,
just
Peter. Hey, Peter, where the house was?
This is where Thoreau's house was.
Oh, yeah?
So we rediscovered it. An archaeologist found it, began looking in about 1945. because
Yeah.
The house had been totally lost. And I can tell
Wow.
the group, if you want, or
Wow,
we'll
totally.
then probably lunch type thing.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I think maybe we'll go
Yeah.
down to the
Okay,
hill
to
where
the water.
he used to
Yeah.
climb.
So,
Oh.
so folks, if some of you, I can talk briefly, and then just from there we can just sort of go have lunch, explore, whatever. But this is where, and you're welcome inside the house, by the way. The front door is right there by the
Jack, if you continue another like 4 feet, you're going to be at the
Henry's not here today either, is he?
Yep, you'll feel
Henry is here in
opening there.
spirit. Is
Oh,
the front door.
That's the front door. You're entering
Every
into
time I
Thoreau's
called, he was
cabin.
out taking a walk.
Yeah.
I think there's a description.
Hi, Nicole.
You can go in if you want.
Yeah.
This is the fireplace, maybe?
Just
kind of
How you doing?
It says dirt floor.
So Thoreau,
Wow.
when he lived here, he was famous in his lifetime, right?
Yeah.
He was here from 1845, July of 1845 to September 1847, 2 years, 2 months, 2 days. It's considered the place where he really
Wow,
broke out as a
I
writer.
didn't
Began to
know
find,
that.
really his own voice, and to begin to create the books and the essays that we remember him for, Walden, Civil Disobedience. But after he left, because he didn't care much for things, remember in the cabin there were about 3 chairs, a bed, a desk, that's about it. He cared so little for earthly things, and when he left this place, the cabin didn't really matter either.
No.
So it went to Emerson owned the land, so Emerson took it over.
No.
But then a farmer bought it and moved the little house
Yeah.
to a little farm site.
Hi,
The farm
my name is
collapsed.
George,
And so the roof was taken off for a
wet
pigsty,
in
the boards were
pond,
ripped up for
and
barns, the chimney was
it
taken.
is
Why
a
don't you say more
beautiful.
later
So
when
nothing
he's not
remained
talking to, okay?
And
When
people
we
would
get it
come.
back in.
They wanted to find out, as Thoreau, especially after his death at the age of 44 in 1862, he'd caught a cold. He was out counting tree rings in the forest one night, and it was raining and it was cold, and he caught a cold, and he'd die of that cold after about a 3-year just slide downward. So nobody, after he died in 1862, people wanted to know, where did he live? This guy who wrote these books, these things that are changing the way we think. So they began to mark the place with stone. That's where the rock pile that some of you saw and felt begins to come into play. And so people bring stones from all over the world. Thoreau means a lot to environmentalists, but he means a lot to people who lived under oppression and began to use his essay Civil Disobedience as a nonviolent way to escape hardship or slavery, or so. There's stones there from India. A lady from whose father had worked with Gandhi brought a stone in his memory a few months ago. And so there's that stone. There are bits of stone from China. There are bits of stone from Berlin, the Berlin Wall.
I'm glad I didn't take it either.
So it's filled. People bring those rocks from all over.
It's really, I've been coming for about, well, I don't know, a lot of years now, and it has grown incredibly.
Yeah.
How many stones do you guys
Yeah,
say are there?
Brenda.
Wow.
Hey, Brenda, how many time you been coming?
Oh,
Hundreds of little tiny ones as well, so it's hard to say.
There are
about 10 years
so
hiking with
many
this
stones.
group.
Yeah.
there are.
And then I lived in Boston, so I used to come out here a lot. And illegally camp here too.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
Don't.
Yeah.
There's some round
Right.
stones. There's some sort of almost gravestones. People who die. A lot of people bring their ashes here, which isn't legal. But some people bring little bits of their ashes here. I think after the rain, any ash is gone, so that you're all safe.
Well, now it's part of the soil.
Breathing it in.
But
Oh, I had no
this is-
idea.
it's a very sacred place.
Wow, that is very
means different things to different
interesting.
A lot of people right now are rediscovering him in the whole simplicity.
Voluntary.
He sort of comes up again as sort of, I don't know, he just sort of was like,
Now we know him. We'll keep hearing about him. You know, before I've never heard about him, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you will. A
Now I
lot. You
will, yeah.
should get one of his.
And I will read him
well,
more.
where you're from originally, you said?
From London.
London, okay.
And my parents are from St. Lucia, so in the Caribbean, so I guess I don't know if I don't think they've ever heard of him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he meant a lot to people in Nazi-occupied Europe,
Yeah.
where civil disobedience would circulate around under the
I lived in
Nazi,
Germany as well, so.
under the Nazi occupation. So the Danes, where Jews were forced to wear the Star of David. The Danes, the Christian Danes began wearing the star in part as an act of solidarity, but also as an act of disobedience.
Wow.
The king was in prison for allowing
Wow,
these things
I
for doing them.
didn't know
They,
that.
the Danes the Nazis
Yeah.
said the king is sick, he can't leave the palace. And so the Danes sent flowers, but they sent them all at once. And that clogged the streets of Copenhagen.
Wow.
And so the government kind of broke down.
What a
And the Nazis had to they had to release the king. It's these things, so Thoreau cycles through kind of the ages. And it all began